Hold on. I'm getting it live on YouTube right now. All right, looks like we got everybody online.
Michael.
All right.
Say something, Michael?
Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Michael, back to that packet. What can I get out of there? You have to go, just press here, home, and then go to Adobe. It should pop right up here. Yep, we've got everyone here. Witherall's joined. Mike, can you hear me already, Mr. Witherall?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Just for the record, please don't hold your microphones down to the table. That will cause some feedback.
Oh, and everybody, council in attendance, make sure you speak into your mic so they can hear you over Zoom, okay?
All right.
Hey, Don, can you cut the arrow?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, council people. So glad you could make it tonight. This is our first real meeting in a while. So the legislative meeting agenda for May 20th, 2020 at 7:02. Roll call.
Ms. Atkins.
Present.
Ms. Edmonds.
Present.
Ms. Edwards. Ms. Houghton.
Present.
Mr. LaFave.
Here.
Mr. Petrulli.
Here.
Mr. Scott.
Here.
Ms. Trice. President Macklin.
Yes. Mayor.
Mayor Garrett. Others will be noted.
Can we please stand to the pledge of allegiance?
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the agenda is the presentation of 9 Mile Run, Michael Miller. Michael, you'll need to refresh us if we're not done.
Thank you. I'll be giving part of the so this is the presentation that I sent around, one that is put down no infrastructure and the two
Mike, 1 second. Can they hear him, Moses? Can
Can,
you guys hear him?
can Zoom, everybody on Zoom, can you hear him okay?
No. Not really.
No.
Over close to Moses there. Well, you would have to come up and do the victim. All right, there you go.
Yeah, right there should be fine.
Do you hear me now?
Yes,
Ken,
thank
Sorry,
you.
this is not easy. And I'm now wearing sweatpants for the first time in a month. Sorry.
We must speak up.
All right, so this is the presentation titled Swissvale and Hill Green Stormwater Infrastructure Project. So I've given some detail on the project. There's a slide on here with our organizational background. So we've been incorporated since 2001. Our mission statement is to restore and protect our watershed ecosystem while working regionally to support and implement resilient solutions for a healthier environment. With the background here, we planted over 1,000 trees, built 100 rain gardens, installed a couple thousand rain barrels, and we installed about a dozen green stormwater infrastructure sites. So the reason that I'm here today is that we received funding from the Richard King Mellon Foundation, and part of that funding was to develop a green stormwater infrastructure project in the watershed. Through the 9 Mile Run Stormwater Partnership, we developed a nice working relationship with Don, and we wanted to bring some money to Wilkinsburg, so we decided to select a site in Wilkinsburg, and we started looking through some of the analytic tools that we have, and we chose this selection. We selected this site at Swissvale and Hill Avenue. So, for those of you that aren't familiar, it's basically 4 consecutive vacant lots, and they're all borough owned. So we're proposing to bring runoff from the streets, from the road, and channel that water into those vacant lots and let it straight to the ground. And we're going to do so by building, what we call green stormwater infrastructure, which is basically nature-based solution. So we're going to have plants in there, native plants, and different types of trees and soil that will absorb all the water. We're also going to have along the sidewalk, we're proposing to have a stormwater tree trench. So that would be constructed of concrete, and it would be lower to the roadway, and that's how the water would enter into that facility. We need to complete this project by the end of this year, which is why we're here presenting in the middle of this pandemic. We would like to construct it in the fall, because when planting gardens, these types of facilities, you're going to need to get the plants and the trees in the ground by at least November at the latest, for them to have the best chance of survival. And this project is going to capture 750,000 gallons a year out of the stormwater system. Yeah, it's a pretty high functioning facility. So John and the Borough of Canyon County for the board program to meet those requirements. And then I just, on the next few slides, I gave examples of what is a tree trench. And it's just, showing here that we would basically cut an inlet into the curb, and then we would excavate out all of the adjacent concrete, and we would plant that area, we would fill that area with rain garden soil, then we would plant it with native plants. And then I gave some examples of some large scale rain gardens here. Both these pictures are not far from here. They're on Bennett Street and East Hills. We did a large rain garden school over there, school. So this is a big facility. It's going to really transform that corner. We have a nice sum of money to do this project. I think it's about $60,000.
Which street is this on that hill?
So it's on. So there's Hill. Yeah, there's some maps here. So it's on literally the corner of Swissvale and Hill. So I gave several maps here to kind of like show us the larger context where it is in the community, and then it zooms in to show you the site planning of it. So Swissvale and Hill, everyone's familiar with Swissvale Avenue. That's a pretty main thoroughfare. So it's north of Penn Avenue. There's 2 blocks, I believe, north of Penn Avenue, where Hill Street intersects that. And then the next slide just kind of moves in a little bit further to show you the layout of those 4 sites. And then that following slide shows you how the layout of these 4 parcels are. there is an alleyway that bisects, two parcels and an alleyway and then two parcels. We would use that area as well to manage the water. So we would be bringing the water in from the northwest end of this conglomeration of parcels, and then be moving it all the way through down Hill Avenue towards Swiftdale Ave, and then whatever didn't infiltrate, we would be building an overflow mechanism that would connect directly into the nearest stormwater catch basin, which is at that corner of Swiftdale Hill. And I created a little diagram here to kind of show what that facility would look like. And everything is planted, and so what we're asking of the borough today is to give us permission to proceed with this project and allow us to build this facility on the borough-owned property. And we would work with Don to make sure that all of the regulations and codes and zoning were being met, and that we were establishing a long-term maintenance plan. But I guess what we need for you to begin that process and start our design process is permission and approval to construct this property or construct this facility.
Okay, so these 4 lots which are on the hill, correct?
Yes.
They are vacant and they're not owned by, they're owned by the borough?
Yeah, they're owned as, borough.
And that's the Hunter, Swiftdale,
Is that Hunter Street? Yes. Yes, we can do that. The cost of the whole project? Well, we have a budget, we're gonna have to stick with budget, so I think our budget is about $60,000.
But we're not participating in that, correct?
Nope, no, it's totally provided by that. Yeah.
So,
and-
so just to understand, this is going to be partly, we'll have a narrower sidewalk, that's right?
You have a slightly narrow sidewalk, yeah.
And,
More narrow.
and are you using the vacant lot? I guess at some point we talked to the development.
Okay.
So I'm just asking the question, do you take the whole lot? Or, how does that look? And what happens if we eventually, someone comes along and decides to build, houses there?
We would be taking up most of the lots. In fact, one thing I forgot to describe is that underneath the rain garden itself, the soil and plants, we're going to be putting some subsurface storage. So they're modular blocks that are, potentially designed for stormwater fields, and they kind of can be joined together in different sort of shapes and patterns, but they would be all underneath there. So we would. The lifespan of this project, would hopefully be 20+ years. And we would hope that the intent of this project is to add to the current stormwater infrastructure of Wilkesburg. So, I can think of it as garden, which sometimes seems temporary, but we're trying to build a new type of infrastructure in Wilkesburg. So this is something that we would hope to be permanent, just like putting a pipe on.
It's a long time resident here on the corner of Hunter and, oh, there's that structure building, this is how it's building. I believe so. See those cases? People are willing to tax sponsors. See, right to the corner of Hunter and Hill. There's a little house, it's the same. I never know.
All 4 of the parcels that I'm proposing, they don't have any structure.
No, I wouldn't think.
Oh, yeah, the one next to
I'm
it.
sorry, but maybe stop her off. Oh, sure.
I would love to actually have a community meeting where we, talk to the neighboring property owners and like up to the we would absolutely want to do that as well.
I think she's the only resident here. That's from that.
Mhm.
Okay, I think I know the house.
So I think my only question is, at the time when we accumulated that property, we hoped that we would have, a development there. When we lost construction, that I remember was when we were looking at the Buckway project, there was a whole department, and they said that, in order to have affordable housing, it's too far away from the Buckway. So that's something council has to consider, what they want to do.
So like any event a developer would come, we could put requirements on it that they would have to meet the water retention and do, certain things that they would want to move or change the surface, correct? We will still own it, it'll be ours. If a developer comes in, we say, well, this retention area is holding this much water, you gotta figure out a way to hold that much water.
Yeah, and we could even do something where maybe if they can't meet that number on that parcel, maybe they could pay to
Pay
the
to
water on
the
another part. Yeah,
Require another fee.
Yeah. Yep.
That's done regularly.
Does anybody else on council have any questions?
Just so I know, the sidewalk was similar to.
Yeah, the typical sidewalk in a residential area is about 5 to 6 feet, depending on the area. Those tree trenches can be anywhere from 2 to 3 feet wide, so it would still allow for the 3 feet of ADA accessibility required with the sidewalk. So we would start by making sure that they met that requirement, and then we decide if tree trenches would want that.
So people would in wheelchairs or 3 feet not very wide, for people to pass each other.
It's just wide enough for a wheelchair to be traversed on. It's the national ADA standard currently. I think they are looking to make it wider, but that is it.
If we are to make it a foot wide, and that seems to be from.
Oh, if you wanted to retain 4 feet of sidewalk?
Yeah.
No, that would be an issue. I don't think
They move into the ground, right?
yeah, we could perhaps even extend into the roadway, perhaps. But if that's a requirement, we can do that.
Anybody on the phone?
Nope.
You say that was the first one, you have another?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning, or good evening, my name is John Rather, I'm also with 9 Mile Run. So this is a second project that we're proposing. In December of last year, we came to council with what we were calling the Wilkinsburg Stormwater Resiliency Project. For the proposal to apply to the Department of Environmental Protection Growing Region Grant, to revitalize and green 2 Wilkinsburg parking lots, the one by the school district and then the one by South Avenue Methodist Church. And what we are proposing now is there's another round of grant funding available for $300,000. And we're proposing to pursue that grant funding to complete a portion of the parking lot on South Avenue that we couldn't incorporate into the other project due to cost constraints. It's kind of the L shape of that. I don't have maps. You might have this summary sheet on the back of that. It shows the area where we would be doing this work. So this is behind the South Avenue Methodist Church.
And you're doing that one first instead of South Avenue, is that correct?
Right
I
now,
know South Avenue, Wallace.
yeah, so contingent on the funding, we haven't heard back from Growing Region yet about this grant funding, but the previous grant that we applied for was proposed for this parking lot. But this would be the South Avenue Methodist one, kind of make it a more uniform construction project if we got this funding as well. So what we are coming to the borough for is that it being another grant application, just like previous time, we had to provide a letter of support and also a planning letter that says that any designs that we would submit would be borough code, which again the previous designs also met. And then the last portion of this project is there's currently a small stormwater infrastructure next to that parking lot, and mirror that on the other end of the parking lot on Wood Street. So in the corner of that parking lot, yeah, speaking of, I think there's a small median there and then one or two parking spaces. It would mimic the structure on the opposite end of that parking lot. So all this funding would come through the Commonwealth Financing Authority to a grant application. There's a small match, but again, our time to design and planning. That's what we used in the previous growth user grant map. So there wouldn't be any required match from the proposal on this. Really, all we're looking for is we're blessing to move forward with this grant application, potential letter of support, and then a planning letter that says that our plans would have to be open for review. Yeah, on the Wood Street side, yeah.
No, that this is, the public cost cost. That's why we lost space on this one. We moved more.
Yeah.
And that's the same, I was gonna ask the question on South Avenue, how many spaces were there?
So as we're designing this, we're trying to retain as many spaces as possible. So if you look in this design, unfortunately, I don't know if you're printed in color, but mine did it. But the rain gardens on the north side of they're already proposed as part of the previous grant application. So, and they're already medians there. I think you might lose the remainder or half of space into these. But really what we're proposing is just these linear strips that go between parking spaces. So in this grant application, we're not actually approving any additional parking spaces. At this lot, we would use one or two at the main.
But at South Avenue, which is crowded,
Yeah, there wouldn't, for this grant application, there'd be no additional parking spaces.
do you have any comments, any council person? On the phone? Will that interfere with our plans that we have for street now? I mean, for Hayes? Not Hayes, but Wood Street and Ross. Ron?
No, that's in the parking lot. Other than the bus stop, there was. Yeah.
That's on Wood.
Yeah, that's on the way. And Ross is just a bike in traffic.
So just to understand, so when Ross goes to one way,
Ross is not, Ross is staying exactly as it is.
and they're putting a bike lane.
Correct.
Okay, I wanna show the bike lane doesn't interfere with the bus stop.
Lots of engineers that work on that.
There's no way to
The
show.
bus stop is there and actually I did have to make a little change.
I know that, you're just
No, that's okay.
following a
Yeah.
train of thought.
Yep, I'm good.
So our need is to give you a letter of support. Is that
Yeah, and
correct?
in the past, we've drafted a letter of support. There's one that we've, helped draft before. John has seen those in the past. So we could do that, or you could provide your own letter. But the other main thing would just be one of the requirements for the actual grant application. I guess I should say the letter of support goes above and beyond. Says that Wilkinsburg sees this as beneficial, but the planning letter just says that our project would meet Wilkinsburg code requirements, which we looked at and are obviously including in our design.
Was this looked at previously by the code director?
No, it hasn't, but it also has another planning commission. No, because we've come up with preliminary designs. Part of the grant would also allow us to kind of build out the additional design of it. So the previous project, and Mike discussed, has timeline at the end of the year. This grant application is due in June, I believe. And so funding probably wouldn't become available until the fall, and then construction would happen in 2021 to 2022. So there's a longer timeline on this to work on those kind of details. Take a final design and work with them.
we need to have a vote on this tonight?
I believe you need the one approval of each by tonight. Because it's gonna wait till the end of June. Right. I would suggest you approve it, if that's your wish, contingent upon Brenda's review and compliance. Or either.
So those are the words we want to use?
Yeah, I would do them one at a time though. The first one is the, Woodville and Hill Stormwater Management, construction project. Contingent upon review by the acting code director.
Authorizing a letter of support.
Correct. And the borough's cooperation.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by. Scott. Second by Ms. Edwards. All in favor?
Aye.
Contingent upon, also on the residents here. Under the bill. Yes. We need to get that vote. We get with that. Any, opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. Second, motion. Don?
That would be to offer a letter of support contingent upon approval of the acting code director for the project stormwater retention project and construction of stormwater retention, what were they called? Bioswale in the South Avenue.
And
That's the plan, so that's the letter of support and the planning, letter.
what about in that department?
Yeah, so that's also a bioswale.
Yeah.
Are we doing, a support for both of those?
Right, yes, this is
Well,
one.
the Nancy's is part of that same application for the South Avenue and the Nancy
Okay. So letter of approval and.
planning approval.
Can I have a motion? Motion by Ms. Edmonds. Second by Mrs. Scott. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Abstention, being none, motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to public comment. Has everybody signed up? Raise your hand if you have.
I don't see any signatures on this.
All right, seeing no public comment, we're going to move to the agenda items. Approval of council meeting minutes for April 15th, 2020.
So moved.
Moved by
Lefebvre,
Lefebvre, second by Edmund. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. Approving checks issued April 1 through April 30th, 2020. Disbursement, $1,032,317.30. Payroll, $260,374.45. Voided check, $462.50. Total disbursement for the month of April, $1,292,229.25.
So moved.
Motion, please. So moved.
was moved by Lefebvre.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. Resolution 20-016, approving sale of personal property per borough code as listed. It should say who.
It's to put up the bid, those various items are on our list, the fleet cars, the old sweeper, the library car, the old borough car. We have a whole list of vehicles and items that we have to use if they're not in the back.
see that it's posted, we have posted.
So moved.
Go ahead.
Like, Lefebvre moved.
You have a second, Lefebvre and Edmonds. Any questions? Just, I noticed that the, what is it, a white Ford truck, only has like 46,000 miles on it. It doesn't seem like, a lot of mileage for it to be.
It's been sitting at Public Works for about 4 years unused. So we're gonna see what we can get out of it. He's still up for bid. So if they have value, they'll get bid up.
I'm just wondering what this item is here. Can you see what I'm?
The compressor,
Is that what that is?
it's an old jetter. If we get $20 for it, I'd be really happy. It's about 30 years old. Hasn't been started in about 10 years.
And we have a number of police cars on here.
Correct.
What is the process to go out to bid so everyone knows?
So it has to go, there has to be an ad in a paper, and then it goes on something called municipal bid. So we still have to advertise it and then put it on municipal bid, and it's it's an online bidding process.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. Thank you. Resolution 20-017, approving Cargill Inc. rock salt contract amendment agreement. So moved by Frank,
Second by Lefebvre.
second by Lefebvre. Question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. Resolution 20-018, approving vacant property recovery program application for 2,330 Orlando Place by Frank Garrison.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Fair, second by Edmonds. Question?
Yes, Council President?
Yes.
To my knowledge, which may not be as intended, is the person supposed to at least reside next to the property they want to acquire or not?
No, you do not have to reside next to it. There is a side lot
Or
program.
own something next to it?
No, there is a side lot program if you want a lot next to your house, but the vacant properties program is not, that's not mandatory. For the county, it's a county program, so they run the rules, it's major rules.
We did look at it, the property is worth a lot more than it's being paid, but it's been sitting vacant for several years, I do believe. However, as Barbara has said, it's a county program, so we can't get the fees there unless we have some call. All right, so we start with the
Yes.
in the revenue once the question is in Woodville.
I do not look at it.
Yeah, I know that it is.
But it is, I think, 5 years tax delinquent, maybe 6. So you will get it back on the tax rolls.
Then he doesn't have to pay the back taxes.
Correct.
I see.
Did I hear that he will have to pay the back taxes? This is Ian.
No.
No, the vacant property, that's the whole point of the vacant property recovery program. Get tax properties back on the tax roll.
Right, that motion was by Lefebvre, second by Edmonds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. Item 6, approve approving the SEIU employee contract for calendar year 2020 through 2024.
It actually ends at the end of 2023. It's a 4-year contract starting January 1st of this year, ending at the end of 23.
Okay, if you just correct it again. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Lefebvre,
Moved by Lefebvre, second by Tom. Questions? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Item 7, approving of the 9-mile run viewfinder manhole stormwater art project.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by
Lefebvre, second by Scott.
questions? Seeing none. Have a roll call vote, please.
Roll call. Mr. Scott.
Yes.
Mr. Petrulli.
Ian.
Oh, he just got disconnected. He froze.
Ms. Edwards.
Give it a minute, he'll be back. Edward's not here.
Mr. Lefebvre.
Yes.
Ms. Edmonds.
Yes.
Ms. Houghton.
Yes.
Ms. Price. Ms. Atkins.
Yes.
Ms. Macklin.
Yes.
Is Mr. Petrulli back?
No.
Motion passes. Thank
He
you.
didn't want to vote on that, I guess.
The political move.
Number 8, reconsideration of the letter of support for Rivers of Steel mural art project. If you remember, we had, discussed the support of grant, to the graffiti art. I hope we come tonight. Thank you. And there has been some concern that, as with art, it's in the eye of the beholder, and we wanted to ensure that, and I'm trying to paraphrase what I've heard, that there is a more formalized process in getting the block where the neighborhood is, to sign off that they agree with the project. Because I will have to say that I said if it was going to come on a vacant property opposite me, and I have 4, I would not like to see that there. That's my personal preference. So it would have to be the neighborhood because it affects our property values. In addition to that, there was a concern that it would, it could be in the business district, which we come from all the way up 10 Avenue from the city to Yarmouth, and the Switchvale corridor and the Wood Street corridor, that we wouldn't want it in our business district. So, let's try. Madam President, I made a motion to approve this at our last meeting, and I want to retract that motion. And, due to the fact that the memo to our borough manager that, and then again in April, he stated that he was the council first, and his council approved before he started his artwork. In the meantime, he went out and did a little artwork, and he also, I was hoping he could get a kind of like a place. Little artwork, and he sent us a little video or a little clip of the people that approved it. So, you know, he did not come to council to ask permission. So I'm going to ask to reconsider my motion, and I made.
So you making the motion to retract your motion for a letter.
The motion that I made is, yeah. Like that. question?
So this,
Lefebvre speaking.
Moses explained, so Paige wants to rescind her motion of support that we voted on last time?
Yes,
Okay,
it was seconded by Edmund.
okay.
I'm just gonna make the comment that, as for our minutes and as was discussed at the previous meeting, page, Councilwoman Trice just said, there's an expectation that, examples of what we plan to do would be brought to council and that there would be community meetings and involvement, but sort of solved this by, accident that, there's a mural already painted. Our expectations weren't followed a little bit disappointing. Any other comments? Yes. All right, we have a motion to rescind, by Trice, seconded by Edmund. All in favor of rescinding the, letter of support for Rivers of Steel Mural Art Project?
Aye.
Against,
Nay.
abstention, motion passes to rescind.
I don't know if you got, Petrilli was against that.
I think,
I think Petrilli voted against that one. I don't know if you heard.
Correct.
Okay.
He voted.
He voted against, yeah.
all right, discussion on the borough building reopening plan. John, would you like to address this?
Yeah, our plan as of today is to move forward with a June 1, allowing public back into the building with all the necessary precautions, masks, employees will also be provided with plan with about 1,000 masks on hand, and that is just for offices, people will social distance. We're working on getting some dividers and things. We have some markers to the floor. Since we're very lucky that most of our offices don't have a direct contact with the public and have that ability not to. Finance has glass, the police department has glass. Moses will be told not to open that window and you'll have glass. So we're also working on getting Moses a direct lock video intercom that he can buzz people in and they don't get into what they have. So that may cost a couple $1,000. We're going to try and get that in the next couple of weeks as well. So we'll be fully ready to go, and then we're hoping Anna has an outstanding plan. She's been working really hard to execute the possibility of a library opening. There is some conflict between the state association and the Allegheny County Association as to when you can open and what you should be doing. I'm hoping by June 15th, which is the target date for that. We'll be calling library employees back probably on the 8th to get the libraries ready and back up and running, and hopefully opening on a still limited but publicly accessible capacity, just the main library here, not East Bridge, at least for the first 2 to 4 weeks. The library opening will probably be June 15th. The staff will come back on the 8th. And that is our plan. We'll be meeting with the managers next Wednesday to finalize it, but we have some, I think we've done a lot of, Moses done a lot of good work trying to find out stuff. And we'll be ready to go with that plan, hopefully by midnight.
We didn't talk about gloves, people that we required for.
There's dispute about whether gloves are practical or not. And they're really, for some, if you read up on them, they can spread just as much as your hands can spread. So gloves are not the most practical use. You better wash your hands after. Now, for the people that are going to work with money, they will probably use gloves. or they will immediately sanitize after that. No, we're provided to the staff.
The public must come in with a mask.
Correct.
Any other questions, for management on the opening of the building? This one, I'm assuming then that all, employees that were furloughed have been recalled for, the library, after this time.
Correct. They have been sent a letter that they should report on Tuesday after Memorial Day. That includes meter enforcement, which we plan on having meter enforcement start again on June 1st. We'll be alerting residents to that through our various sources. They will hopefully be doing some warnings the week before, and then they will start signaling on June 1st. And the new clerk in the police department has been told to report that day as well on Tuesday.
Great. Any other questions? Thank you. 10, COVID financial impact scenario discussion.
We really haven't had much of a change. May is on track.
Speaking is the finance director.
As of today, the finances are the same as they were last year. So on track for May, I think it's going to be fine. And then this afternoon, we reviewed real estate tax. And that now, year to date, we're over 211,000 ahead of that.
That's great
So
news.
that's a very positive.
Just as far as we haven't been, issuing tickets, et cetera, I could do that, that is on that.
Yes, very much. Interest income was really down. We were getting 2% for the tickets, and now it's 10%.
So that's on, borrowing money, and that's,
No, it's investing.
invested.
Yeah.
But what about our loans, our borrowing money? Our borrowing credit?
Yeah, line of credit that's coming up, that's like 0.5%. But this is the money that we invested in. And so, and PNC, so it's gone from 2% down to 0.5%.
So we haven't really felt the full impact yet on our income tax, liquid fuels, business privilege tax, all those things, the RAD taxes, we're fully aware of putting them down the end of already been informed. Library should expect 20% less in that funding. So, we're real lucky with the, property tax, and hopefully it will stay up there. And at least, I still think we'll see a very nominal decrease in that, decrease, but probably not significant as the other ones that will be significant with the rules that income tax.
So far, so good.
Yes, so far so good.
Approve application for 1.5 million bridge loan. And this is with PNC.
This is the PNC interest rate to 0.25 to 0.50. And this is the actual spreadsheet that we made. It's covering all the projects that PNC were pretty busy this summer in June, July, August, and September. With our large outlays of money. So I'm not saying that we're going to need it, but it will be there in the event that the regional can't.
Right, that interest rate.
It's really
Pretty good. Can I have a motion, please? Motion by Edwin, second by Trice. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No, that was a
That was a delayed aye.
yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Item 12, approving resignation letter by Camille Morris, DPW employee, effective May 8th, with regret. I'm going on to a better job. Moved by Trice, second by Swamp. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. approving an amendment to the 2020 fiscal year budget.
I would ask for that, budget amendment because if you look at your, one book, which is a detailed book, none of these projects are listed, and since there is a borough match on some of them, they really need to be in the, we're not that money for them, it's just the fact that they're overlooked in the budget.
Now, is that detailed in here or is that?
That's the spreadsheet.
So basically what Carol wants to do is put a revenue and expenditure line that is a clearing for the grant.
It's a spreadsheet.
So you'll put it on your balance sheet? Yeah, correct. It's hasn't been on the balance sheet.
No.
Can I have a motion, please? Moved by Sean, second by Atkins. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Coming to public comment on new business.
It's actually the business that was on the agenda, but I didn't. So I wanted to make a recommendation that might help next time somebody like Shane might come to you and want to do an art.
Can you say name and address, please?
Jody Guy, 211 Bevington Road, 15221. I'll just remind you that the Art Commission has a whole process to take care of, artists that want to do things in Wilkinsburg. And it was in place for a long time, over a decade, and actually was kind of painful to develop the process. So I might recommend that, I could help Dawn and we could look at that process and try to recreate an art commission or something that looks like that, so that, there's a process that an artist knows they have to go through X before they can get to it. And, we have artists on the commission, there's some other people that, will make a recommendation to you on how to revamp the whole artist commission process, because before, there was a lot more in it than what you guys kind of want to have now. So, before there was, some, I don't want to say power, but they had some real progress. But now it's a little different, and that's okay. But, you can still make that process that we worked through for 10 or 7 years work in this new situation. And maybe Dawn and I can come up with a plan to recommend.
I think that's probably, I think that's probably a good idea to check that. The perspective, I think, from my point of view was that, we didn't have to say it. In other words, the decision was made outside of us, not the people, that we can come to us.
No, I absolutely agree, and I see that point perfectly. I mean, I think that, with the change of people in charge of the commission, there was not a protocol where they came to you on a regular basis to update you, in a way that everybody felt comfortable with, right? So, there were a whole string of, different leaders of the commission. So, there wasn't any really consistency in the leadership to really establish a protocol that everybody was happy with it. Everybody kind of did their own thing.
So you're talking about establishing a
Or whatever you want to call it, a committee.
Art committee, and I think,
They don't meet. No, they don't meet.
because now, what they were doing is they were not coming to the council, they were making all the decisions in the borough.
Yes,
And that's, up it up for us.
right, absolutely.
And so we've, Dawn has, written up another,
So, for those of you who weren't here, we had an art Commission, which actually has some legal authority in the process of permitting. They had to get approval, code had to get approval from them on things like landscaping in front of a building for facade. And so because they met on a sometimes monthly basis, as you know, like some work committees don't get around. So not only was it cumbersome for code to wait for the art advisory committee to look and review even the facade improvement or whatever, and improve that, it became dysfunctional in a way. It also is still dysfunctional to the point where the people you have on there have to have all these certain requirements. You have one person, you need a 5 to 7 person committee that is made up primarily of artists and people in the art industry that council appoints that don't have to, because that's the problem with keeping that committee together. You gotta have one landscape artist, you gotta have one visual artist, you gotta have one sculpture artist. And who's gonna track that, what criteria, qualifications? You need an art advisory board that is set up not to be that, but they need to be, and they need to understand that they are an advisory board. And I agree with Jody 100%. We need to get that board back together. Perhaps we need to revise that ordinance to just say we're gonna abolish the current members, put 5 to 7 new people on it, make it a 7-member board that is at the council's discretion, so that you know that they're representing you and they don't have to meet those criteria because it's way too cumbersome. It's hard enough to get volunteers, let alone if you have to pick one, this particular criteria and that criteria and that criteria. It's not very comfortable the way the criteria is right now. I think the art advisory board in general, we put in there now, but the membership needs to be revised.
The scope that they were given. Right. It was way more than public art. Yeah, if it was just public art, then it was unbelievably hard.
Yeah, it didn't match the situation, really, and your needs. And somebody from the borough did great.
Yeah, it came out of the city. A very good.
Public art, who we're working with again now, but.
Right.
So, I presume that the, at the pleasure of council, that we revisit this.
We can have the solicitor, I'll make some suggestions too, we can have the solicitor rewrite the ordinance.
Well, I don't want to think, I think we really got it before we get to the rewrite.
Well, Mike, I'm gonna make some suggestions to you, and then we're gonna tell the solicitor to write the ordinance once you say you're okay with those changes. You've already changed the ordinance. The ordinance is changed. What hasn't changed was the composition of the membership. We didn't change that when we changed the ordinance.
Well, I agree with a large number of new council members prior to. Maybe we could get a copy to everybody of what it's going to be. You sit down and have.
Well, I would suggest you all go to E-Code and look up the art advisory committee because it's on there now. It's in our place. With it, as it was changed.
So if you set up an ad hoc meeting when whoever you're working with is on, get together, then we'll have an ad hoc meeting with council members who want to review it.
Is Mike Winter on there?
Yes.
Mike. Mike.
Yeah.
So, in order to abolish the membership requirements of when we redid the art commission to the art advisory board, in order to revamp the membership and appoint all new, can we abolish that membership setup once we come up with a conducive language for council?
I can't, I remember trying to make some changes to it, but I don't know what we did. It's been a while since I've looked at that ordinance, Dawn. It's been quite a while.
We did make some major changes to it. The thing we did not change was who the members were and what their qualifications had to be.
Well, I mean, it's easy enough. If you want to amend that, that can be done.
Okay, so we can abolish the members and start anew with different membership?
Or, no, I don't think we have to abolish. We could do that that way. I mean, you can start from scratch, or you can just change change the criteria and set up for, set up for a new committee. I mean, we could do it a couple of different ways, however the
Okay,
council
I'll get
wants.
what you want. Okay, but I think what we'd like to do, I'd like to have, is a couple of council people work with the borough manager, judges, whoever that is, before we go to the legal side, because we don't know what we want changed, at least I don't. So who would like to be, anyone volunteer to be on that committee?
So we do have to know, in order to compose who's gonna be on it, we've got to know legally how we can do that. So we will have to find out legally how we can do that.
So before we get to that point, I want to have a discussion with the members of council, yourself, Jody, whoever else is interested, to understand what the Arts Commission did, what it's going to do if it was changed, and then the composition. Because we're going to shrink it, not only in size, but perhaps in authority and perhaps in the scope. So that's what I would like to do before we get legal involved. So the fact that tried, yes, okay. If we can put that together, that would be great. Thank you very much for bringing that up. Any other old business? Any new business?
Yeah, I wanted to mention, in case anyone noticed that the pedestal, I noticed the pedestal was missing on Penn Avenue, the one that's gonna hold Abraham Lincoln eventually. So it wasn't accidentally. Right, I'm gonna say that it was not, it was removed on purpose so that a proper pedestal could be placed there and Abraham Lincoln eventually. This information I got from the Historical Society. It'll hold Abraham Lincoln and we don't have to worry about him. So a couple people were concerned about, where's the pedestal and the sign. You can still donate for the replacement of our Abraham Lincoln statue, but just to let everyone know that the pedestal is just being more properly made.
More intense. Any other items?
Yes, and no, hi, everybody, I just miss people. Thank y'all for coming and being diligent in what you do. I was, gifted, donated these masks, so about 200 of them, I maybe have 50 or 60 left to give to community members. But just trying to make sure everybody's safe from my community side and from the borough side. If there's anything we can do together, collaborate resources, I'm just opening the doors so that we can be that picture.
I wanted to just add that I'm very upset with the teaching that is going on around the borough. We do have some video of a person, I don't know if it's the same person, who has been carrying his bucket and hanging on business deal, which is very upset. I'm trying to get a snapshot, and then I'm going to ask the borough manager to Moses to post this on Facebook, on our website, on our Facebook, because people need to know. We drive by and see someone painting on the wall. Somebody needs to call. If it's in the daytime, they can call the police department. And if it's after 4 o'clock, then they need to call 911. But we need to galvanize the public to call when we see this going on, because it costs our businesses money and it doesn't look good. And sometimes it feels a little threatening to what they like. So we know that a couple of our cameras are full person or persons that are doing this. We try to get a snapshot, and even if we just go to see the person, that we could put that out piggyback is now. And I believe they even have an illegal meeting that the top place up in the,
Yeah,
Avenue outlet.
yeah, they did actually, within 2 weeks ago, they had a meeting in our Penn Avenue Parkland. So that's a borough property, so anyone who meets or has a party there, whatever, and they can just come to the council. So, if you see something like that, again, you can call 911, and the police will ask them for a permit and ask them to,
I watched the video of the guy having business at the corner of Penn and
Hey,
okay? And after he tagged, went around the corner and came back, and as he was walking, a bus passed him, and he kind of walked. Now, I was told by Port Authority, the bus drivers, that each bus has cameras. They have 6 cameras inside the bus, 6 cameras outside. That might be a possibility to reach out to the Port Authority to see if they caught one camera. They may have gotten, because he was right next to, he was on the sidewalk on the bus pulled up. That might be a possibility that they may have it.
I do know that one of the members of the people that are putting these tags up all over the place, one of the members is actually known to the police department already. Their information has been provided. It's not 100% ID to be him, but it is suspected. The information that you provided about the PAT bus, I think that needs to be passed along to the chief.
Yeah.
We'll if you can maybe remind me, we'll try to get that sent over to the chief tomorrow.
Yeah,
via email.
I talked with the bus driver, and the bus driver believes there's 12 cameras, 6 inside the bus and 6 outside one of the bus.
She has I believe she has a detective assigned to it, so he would need to know that information as well.
Yeah, but I think we have to be, make this very clear to people. Trump is coming to work for us, and trying to intimidate people. It's ugly. Litigation on the neighborhood is already, people are leaving. Bad places. You don't want that type of stuff. So one of the things I did want to say is that I believe that I really want to thank all our employees for getting us through this virus that's going on and keeping the virus moving. I isolated at home. I'm 7 time out, 68 days or something. Thank God for the virus. So what I also want to say is, with the hope that employees here, that we go back and tell our employees or council members how we really appreciate all the work that John, Carol, and Brendan, and everyone has done and have. I have to say, I have so many positive comments about the library and the children's activities that we do. But I wish that we would thank all of our employees. They were busy working everywhere, and we could see in Burville. The great work has been done, and the morale seems to be kept up during a very difficult time. And as we get back to work, I'm more than anyone knows that I can sit at home while everybody's been working. And I do appreciate that. And I think every council member appreciates that. Any more new business before we go on to the executive?
So I have a question about we had talked a while back about the bus stop behind Save-A-Lot and maybe getting a bus stop in there. Is there any progress on that?
Johnson addressed that. There is a Port Authority agreed to that.
Yeah, we have to prepare it, so we just haven't done it.
Need to prepare.
We have to dig out about a 20 by 20 square concreted, 6 inches of concrete, and prepare the site for them to put the thing on
Okay, so now that's getting added to the DPW schedule.
for the summer, yes.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'm fine. Just trying. Anything? Anybody on the phone have something? Want to add?
Anybody on Zoom want to say
I do
anything?
want to add that in reviewing, we did change the composition of the board. What we never did was reappoint people that were on the old board to the new composition.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming. We're going to go into executive session. We may make a, motion from the top. Thank you very much.
Moses,
Yes,
are you staying?
yes. I think I'll have to leave for the session though, but I will
Yeah,
in the,
but how many council people are in the room?
5.
5,
You're going to disconnect YouTube.
yes.
Well, we can't have people on the phone.
I-
Zoom in, actually.
But-
How do you know there's not people? We don't know there's not people.
The solicitor can tell you, that came to a surprise to me as well.
Mr. Witherell?
Yes,
Mr. Witherell?
yeah, I'm here.
In the past, no one was allowed to participate in executive session on the phone.
Pamela, I'm not asking you to participate in executive session on the phone, but if there's a vote afterwards, do we need to reconnect?
Well,
No.
first of all, the rules with the pandemic, basically, is this a council rule that you don't call into executive session? Because it's not a state law.
We understand it's borough law, by the borough code.
Okay, well, but the borough code, there's been a suspension with the pandemic, so there's not a problem with someone participating in an executive session by, via phone, at least during the pandemic.
So Pamela, just to clarify, what Michael's saying is that a borough policy that you've decided here versus it is not in the borough code. People are allowed to participate by phone per the borough code.
Absolutely.
If you have a policy here that I'm not aware of, I thought for sure that it wasn't allowed.
And if you have a policy, if this is based upon a policy, you can suspend the policy.
Okay, from my understanding, and this has been 20 years, is that, the borough code says we cannot, in, executive session, you cannot be on the telephone. You have to be present in an executive session.
No.
And you're
Especially
saying that.
not
anybody who's
Under
called
the current circumstances, you do not have to abide by any such rule. No.
But under the code before this, you still didn't have to.
Yeah, that's correct too.
All right, well, that's, then we're saying that moving forward.
Whether it's a policy, there's never been anything in the borough code that said you couldn't participate in executive session. There's always a concern as to whether or not the privacy of executive session is being maintained when someone's on the phone. But the best you can do with that, quite frankly, is to just ask the people on the phone, hey, are you alone in the room? Is there anyone that can overhear you? That type of thing. All you
We've
can
been
do
doing
is
this
ask.
for 20
But
years.
there's nothing that requires. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
So, it's also, I guess, difficult because we can't, where are we going to sit?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave out. I'm gonna stop the stream.
I've had multiple municipal entities dealing with executive sessions totally virtually, either by Zoom, by WebEx, by telephone conference. It's not an issue. You just follow the rest of the rules about you announce it at your next public session. Well, in this case, you're in public session now, you're going into executive session, so it's okay. You can do it by conference call, you can do it by Zoom, you can do it by WebEx, you can do it, go to meeting, however you want to do it.
All right, am I okay to stop the YouTube stream?
Okay, fine.
Can I disconnect the YouTube stream now? Okay.